My name is Jim Irwin. I'm the president of Aircraft Spruce and Specialty Company. We're an aircraft parts distributor based in Corona, California. We also have a location in Atlanta, Georgia, and one in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. And our goal at Aircraft Spruce is to carry everything that an aircraft builder or aircraft owner might need for his airplane, to build an airplane, to maintain an airplane, to restore an airplane, and offer everything in one location, one-stop shop at competitive prices, and get the orders out promptly for our customers. So we ship worldwide, and we've been doing that for 50 years now. We're here in my office at Aircraft Spruce and Specialty in Corona, California. And throughout my office, and really throughout our offices here in Corona, we have a lot of historic photos from Aircraft Spruce, a lot of family photos, and things that remind me of the past and what got us to this point today. This is one photo I'd like to show you, which is my mother, Flo Irwin, and myself, taken in 1979 in what was her office in Fullerton, California, eventually became my office. And this was taken by Jack Cox for Sport Aviation at that time. Over here, I have a photo of myself and my brother John at Rockford, Illinois, at the AAA Fly-In. The last year it was held in Rockford before it moved to Oshkosh. And we're standing by the plane of famous aerobatic pilot Dwayne Cole. We used to walk the flight lines at Rockford and Oshkosh, looking at all the airplanes, and this was one of our favorites at that time. Over here I have a photo of my dad pulling me out of the back seat of his BT-13 back in the middle 1950s. This is the airplane that I took my first ride in, and it really got me hooked in aviation. And my dad taught me a lot about flying. Here's a photo of my mother, Flo, and myself at Oshkosh in the early 1970s. Looks like she's about ready to greet a customer and answer a question. And it looks, from the look on my face, I don't think I know how to answer that question, but I certainly learned a lot from her. She was my mentor for a long, long time. And this one I do want to show you. This was taken of myself with Paul and Audrey Poberezny just a few years ago at Gathering of Eagles at Oshkosh. And like my parents, Paul was not only a friend but a mentor, and for me and so many other people. And he did so much for EAA and for aviation, and we'll always remember his contributions. Aircraft Spruce started in 1965, now 50 years ago, in the basement of our family home. My dad was an aerospace engineer. My mother was just an entrepreneur at heart, and she wanted to start something. And she bought a little booklet of spruce plans of various home-built aircraft, and it gave her the dimensions of the wood that was necessary to build those airplanes. She took that little idea and started offering wood, spruce lumber, to aircraft builders, and that small beginning was then turned into, well, Flo, and her name was Flo. We like the wood we got from you, but we need some metal, and we need some hardware, and by the way, we're going to need instruments, and we're going to need controls, and so on and so forth. And that little one-page flyer that was for Aircraft Spruce Lumber in 1965 gradually became a 20-page catalog and a 50-page catalog, and today it's a 1,000-page catalog of everything that's needed to build an airplane. $10 for a turn and bank indicator, $6.50 for an airspeed. I'd like to buy some of these things. And then in 1980, Nancy and I, my wife and I, had the opportunity to take over the business. We've been fortunate to have a lot of great people work for us over the years, which has enabled us to grow the business. And now we have our 4 children that are involved in management here as well. So it's now 3rd generation, and it's been a great ride and a great experience.
My name is Mike Irwin, the oldest son of the Irwin brothers and the son of Jim Irwin and Nancy Irwin. And we're here in the wood shop, and this is where it all started with Flo Irwin back in 1965, selling spruce wood out of her garage. And to this day, it still remains a huge part of our of our operation here, and we do about 10 orders a day, and Manny over here will fillet and plane down the wood to the different sizes we need and get it out to the customers. Growing up in the business, learned a lot about taking care of the customer, getting the customer the parts right away, even surprising the customer on when he might get the parts. You know, we take orders and we say we'll ship same day up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you know, if one of the brothers and I are closing that day and we see an order that might be able to get out, it's in, you know, a couple items that would be able to make the UPS truck, we'll go grab the order, bring it out to the warehouse, and get it to the guy. Probably was going to get there an extra day later, and he'll get it a day sooner and be surprised. And I just think that we've learned that over the years. You know, service and having the right price, having the parts in stock is what we're all about, and we look to continue that in the future. So we started with spruce wood, and we've expanded beyond that, and we're offering metal cut to order. Avionics harnesses for experimental aircraft is a new thing we've started, and basically we want to be the one-stop shop for aviation.
I'm Omar Mena, and I'm the metal shop employee for orders for metal shop, cut tubing, aluminum sheet, 4130 sheet, pretty much any kind of thing that has to do with sheet metal and metal tubing. Sometimes we get to see the results of the aircraft or vehicle, so sometimes we actually get to see it, and we actually encourage, you know, customers actually sending pictures where we can see it, because it really motivates us to even cut more and do a better job.
I'm Rob Irwin. I'm Jim and Nancy's son, Grandma Flo's grandson. I oversee the store and also work on the website, among other activities. The Will Call store is great because we really get a chance to interact with our customers face to face. Sometimes at the aviation events such as Oshkosh and Sun and Fun, we get to do the same thing. We get to do it here on a daily basis and get to see our customers face to face and handle exactly what they need the right way. So at the Will Call store, we have everything from pilot supplies, headsets, GPSs, to tires, batteries, oil filters. Anything that you see in our catalog is generally on display here. You can also call in ahead and pick up your order, which a lot of our customers do. We recently remodeled our store for the 50th anniversary, and in doing so, we wanted to bring in a lot of the aircraft store's history from those 50 years. So if you look around the store, you can see a lot of pictures from the era of my grandmother. My grandpa's in a lot of them, my dad's in a bunch of them, old company photos that are pretty funny, people in the 80s with mullets. But it's awesome to kind of bring back the entire history of the company and put it on display, and I think our customers have really enjoyed that, seeing these old photos. I've noticed over my 10 years here that I've been here, coming up on 10 years, that aviation is such a tight-knit community, and they recognize a good, strong family business. And I think that the loyalty of our customers proves that. I mean, we have customers that come in here to the Will Call store, and they originally went to Fullerton Air Parts back in Fullerton back in the 70s. So I mean, they're still coming out here. When we remodeled the store, I noticed a lot of guys coming in saying, hey, you know, I used to know your grandma. You know, I used to deal with her way back at Fullerton Air Parts in Fullerton, and it's great to see what you guys are doing these days.
I'm Jeff Irwin, and I'm the third son of Jim Irwin. I'm the operations manager here at Aircraft Spruce, and we're standing in the middle of the warehouse at the front of the order line, and this is where all the orders get picked, pulled, and shipped from. When you place an order online or by the phone, it gets reviewed, and then most of the orders print inside and are still reviewed by my father Jim, even with 1,000 orders a day. And the orders are then brought out to the warehouse, and they're picked, pulled, and shipped within a half hour of the order being placed.
Hello, my name is Janelle, and I'm going to be pulling this order.
I think it's really interesting that we've come so far in 50 years, and from the one product my grandma was selling back then to 80,000 products we sell now, we seem to get most orders right. Now there are the exceptions, but we get, I'd say, 99.5% orders right, and they're picked, packed, and shipped on time, and the customer gets it when he needs it. And I'm really impressed with how we started so small, and we've come to where we are today, and we still have the same values. And those values, the passion, the hard work, are what my grandma started with, and my dad took that from her, and now we're taking it from him, and it's just it's really neat how far this company's come.
It's been very fulfilling to be able to see these pilots and these aircraft builders that are out there with these dreams of taking a box of parts that we give them and turning it into a real live beautiful airplane and flying it. For us to have a chance to help them do that is very, very fulfilling.